Hello and welcome to this week's LOLC Securities Weekly Market Roundup. I'm Tharadu Amarasekara.
And I am Megara Vijaymanna. This is the sound of profitability. According to the central bank, Sri Lanka has shifted some of its treasury foreign reserves, which were earlier held in United States, to Switzerland in 2024 to manage its risk. Sri Lanka's central bank has its own monetary foreign reserves and also manages treasury foreign reserves coming mainly from foreign loans. The accounts are operated under the name of Deputy Treasury Secretary. The balance of the DST's dollar account too was accounted separately, and it was $106.11 million by end of 2024 according to the central bank. Proceeds of the current IMF this time is going to the treasury, which can be used to repay debt. In past programs, IMF loans were given to the central bank to replenish reserves lost after the central bank's inflationary rate cuts or refinancing operations. Traditional Switzerland has had one of the best central banks operating consistent monetary policy, which made the country's exchange rate strong, banks safe, and government debt to GDP ratio low as currency board regimes in Europe of around 40% of GDP.
According to the Purchasing Managers Index data from the central bank, Sri Lanka's construction sector expanded in March 2025 amid stable prices. It showed a total value of 54.3 for the PMI index for the construction sector as per the data.
New orders rose, recording 51.4, but at a slower rate than that of February at 56.9. The quantity of purchases index increased during the month at 54.4. Suppliers' delivery time remained lengthened during the month, registering 51.4.
In a major step towards modernizing public finance and service delivery, the Colombo Municipal Council is poised to revolutionize the revenue collection system with a cutting-edge automation initiative backed by an $8.5 million grant by the Korea International Cooperation Agency. With support from the public administration, provincial councils, local government ministry and external resources department, a concept paper was submitted to KOICA, which responded positively with the funding commitment. Legal and diplomatic clearances for the initiative have already been secured, with the Attorney General's Department and the Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism Ministry giving the nod to proceed. The ambitious projects will automate the four core revenue streams of the CMC, which are assessment tax, licenses fees, trade tax and stamp duty, each a vital contributor to the city's financial backbone. And now it's time for the corporate highlights.
News from the financial sector. Merchant Bank of Sri Lanka and Finance PLC will issue up to 10 million debentures in order to raise 1 billion rupees, according to sources from the company.
Initially, 5 million of the unsecured subordinated redeemable 5-year debentures will be issued at 100 rupees each. In the event of an oversubscription of the initial issue, a further 5 million debentures will be issued, the company said in a stock exchange filing. The debenture issue is subject to obtaining all related approvals from the relevant regulatory bodies.
CAL Limited's 1.575 billion rupee IPO, one of the landmark initiatives of the company, is set to officially launch on the 8th of May, marking the first IPO in the Colombo Stock Exchange this year. Nearly half of the IPO proceeds will be utilized to fund the CAL expansion into Kenya, which is targeted to materialize within a 1-year period. CAL's IPO also supports its mission to democratize financial growth by leveraging technology to make capital markets more accessible to retail investors. With 25 years of experience and over 250 billion rupees in assets under management, CAL's pursuit of frontier market expansion through this step is poised to scale its full-spectrum investment banking model into advantageous markets beyond Sri Lanka.
Showing a sign of growing investor confidence in Sri Lanka, a high-level delegation headed by the chairman of the Penthol group of Türkiye has visited Sri Lanka to hold talks regarding investments in multiple key areas.
During their stay, the delegation engaged in a series of productive meetings with senior government representatives, including Energy Minister Kumara Jayakodi and Environment Minister Dr. Dhammika Patabandi. The discussion centered on key sectors such as energy, including renewable energy, petroleum, boat building, shipping, and textiles, with a strong focus on identifying collaborative investment opportunities and enhancing trade ties. Penthol Group, headquartered in Istanbul, operates globally, including in the US, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Chairman Farouk Erkoc was accompanied by Advisory Board member and Honorary Consul of Sri Lanka in Istanbul, Aydin Ozu, and former Turkish Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Iskender Okay.
Here is Parindu with the ESG update.
News from the ESG sector. Carbon capturing is one of the key methods of fighting the problems of climate change. Now, a UK university is trialing out capturing carbon from seawater in yet another landmark project.
In the UK, where the government in 2023 announced up to £20 billion or $26.7 billion in funding to support carbon capture, one such project has taken shape near the English Channel. Called Securities, it aims to find out if sea carbon capture actually works and if it can be competitive with its air counterpart. Securities started building a pilot plant about a year ago at the Weymouth Sea Life Centre on the southern coast of England. Operational for the past few months, it is designed to process 3,000 litres of seawater per minute and remove an estimated 100 tonnes of CO2 per year.
And here's Megara with the international highlight of the week.
China says it is currently assessing proposals by the United States to begin trade talk in a subtle tone shift that could open the door for negotiations. A spokesperson to China's Commerce Ministry said in a statement that the United States has sent multiple messages to China through relevant parties, hoping to start talks with China, whereas China is still evaluating this. The comments signal a softening in Beijing's position, which has been steadfastly defiant amid heightened tensions with the US because of President Donald Trump's tariff war. Trump has been repeatedly saying since last week that his administration was in talks with Chinese officials to strike a trade deal, only to be met with flat denials from Beijing each time. On Friday, Beijing reiterated that any negotiations would require some preconditions to be met. The US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Trump's tariffs have hurt the Chinese economy, causing job losses, and that Beijing is eager to talk.
And that's it for this week's LOLC Securities Weekly Market Roundup. No matter what investment decision you make it with the right intent. We will see you in a brand new week.